Hello, beautiful and lovely human beings. Welcome to the first episode of my podcast. It's all about you. My name is Sana. I am very excited to share the first episode of my podcast with you all, and I really hope that it's going to help you to stay as emotionally healthy as possible. Today's topic is mainly about self-care and self-love. Are you all ready? Let's start! Since we are talking about emotional health, today I am going to share with you my story. It's a story of a girl who thought that it is fine to forget about herself, her mental and emotional health, to achieve her goals. She thought that she must not treat herself better in the process of achieving these goals. She thought that she must punish herself for spending 15 minutes chatting with her friends, and she didn't value friendship because she thought that she needs no one to feel better. She doesn't even need herself. She needs nothing but to focus on her goals at the expense of her health, be it emotional or mental one. She promised herself to take care of her skin after getting that degree, and she promised herself to spend a lot of time with her friends after getting that degree. And she promised herself to spend more time listening and talking to her mom. But after getting that degree, she also promised herself to learn piano because she really loves piano after getting that degree. She promised herself to send birthday wishes to her best friends after getting that degree. And she promised herself to spend the weekends with her family in the beautiful mountain of their town. Her life revolves around one thing. You know what it is? The degree. She couldn't realize that this is not what life looks like. She called that sacrifice, while it is not, until the first day of quarantine, when she decided to listen to a podcast. This podcast is mainly about self-love. She was very excited, as usual, to listen to it, because she believes that we learn from everything and from everyone, even if it's just a podcast. To this girl, self-love is a conditional love. You must reach your goals if you really want to love yourself. To this girl, self-love is a goal itself. She is always punishing and pushing herself forward to ensure positive results. And after achieving these results, she would be able to love herself. To this girl, failure is just a ticket to an endless path of hating herself. To this girl, you deserve to love yourself once you achieve more and more and more success and achievements. She started listening to the podcast, sitting on a sofa while drinking her favorite black coffee. She is addicted to coffee. She is very addicted to coffee. It was raining. She's always in love with the rain. She believes that it cleans our hearts from sadness. Suddenly, the podcaster stressed on something very important about self-love. Self-love is about loving yourself, even if you're not satisfied with what you have or where you are right now. The question is how to love yourself even if you don't really like what you are going through right now. Self love is about making your physical, mental, and emotional health priority. This girl has never prioritized herself. She is always prioritizing the degree. Her mental and physical health are just elsewhere. She has just realized that she forgot about them. She forgot about her heart. She thought that her heart is just an enemy that will prevent her from getting that degree. And she thought that spending too much time worrying about healthy food is just another waste of energy and time. She looked at the mirror, staring at herself, and she said, "Are you okay?" At this moment, herself couldn't utter a word. She has just realized that life isn't just about that degree. "Please forgive me," she said. "Please forgive me myself for not treating you better. I am sorry for not getting enough sleep when you need it. I'm sorry for making fun of you when you make a mistake. I'm sorry for not exercising. And I'm sorry for just marginalizing you." Dear listeners, when you are not motivated, it's always difficult to love ourselves. And from our childhood, we have learned to hate ourselves. We always watch how others are talking and we try to imitate them. We were used to compare ourselves to others, comparing our beauty to others, and looking at the mirror to say one word or one sentence to ourselves. "You are ugly," or just "you are stupid." This is how this girl marginalized herself. She thought that successful people and beautiful ones are always wanted by others. So she doesn't need to respect herself and have a great relationship with herself. She thought that she doesn't need to bother herself with loving and caring about her physical, mental, or emotional health. That is why it's always good to have something that I personally call me time. During the day, try to listen to yourself. For example, my me time consists of listening to classical music. I just enjoy listening to classical music. It's not actually an old fashioned, but it's actually something that makes me more comfortable. One more thing, meditating for 20 minutes. Writing in my journal. Oh yes, having a notebook or just a journal is just a great idea. I personally write letters to tell myself about my fears, my worries, and even the most remarkable moments that I had in that day. This journal is just like when you are talking to your best friend and you really feel better about yourself after the end of the conversation. Loving yourself despite the challenges, fears, and despite not getting what you really want is one of the most difficult challenges that you might came across. Don't worry. You can still love yourself despite the challenges. Personally speaking, I have learned to love myself from the worst experiences that I had. Just go easy on yourself. It is fine to feel uncomfortable, especially when you have just started to learn something new. It is fine not to feel good about our achievements sometimes. It is also fine to fail. And this girl has just realized that it's also fine not to get that degree. What is important is to forgive herself, even if she couldn't achieve her goals. Forgiving ourselves, despite the challenges of life, is a sign of self-love. Because if you didn't forgive yourself, no one will do that for you. You will just fall into blaming yourself for what happened in the past and regretting your choices. As a result, you will miss the present and you will miss the sounds of those beautiful birds. You will miss walking in nature. You will just miss life. You will miss your life. During these days, it's very important to seize this opportunity to have a great relationship with ourselves. It is that great relationship with yourself that leads to a great relationship with others. Believe me. Don't forget, invest in yourself, invest in love in yourself. Your well-being is a project itself. We have just came to the end of the first episode of my podcast. It's all about you. I hope you are leaving with some great things that will help you to thrive. Thank you so much for listening. If you really enjoyed the episode, share it with your friends, with your family. Who knows? Maybe someone's just waiting for this story to embrace his or herself once again.